Hey you guys, good to see you here on Grassroots Garden. Wait till you see how many figs we have on this tree. So this is a little Miss Figgy tree, and I am just blown away by the size of these figs on this thing. Look at that. I mean, that is a massive fig. And so little Miss Figgy is a dwarf fig tree. This one's about 3 years old. When I planted it, it was in a 3-gallon pot. And so it being a dwarf, they don't get incredibly large. I would say maybe 15 feet tall. This one's right about at 10 right now, but a nice little tree. We've got some nice suckers coming up off the bottom of it that we're going to propagate here in just a minute. But first, we need to try some of this fruit. Let's find us a nice dark one. Wow, look at these, y'all. Absolutely beautiful. Figs are one of my favorite fruits. One, because they're super easy to grow. And two, my granddad had a brown turkey fig down at his house, and we would always go out about this time of year. So we're almost in September and collect these delicious fruits right here. Oh, they're so good. It's like crunchy, but with like sugar, and the sweetness just dissolves right in your mouth. These are absolutely phenomenal. Oh man, brings back childhood memories of my granddad's tree, as well as fig Newtons. I love fig Newtons. I might have to eat another one. But this little tree is just loaded. I mean, look at there, even the limbs way up high, and we've got some coming along that'll be ready in about another month or so. Very vigorous and delicious fruiting tree. In fact, it's so dang delicious, I want to propagate it, and let's make some more of it. But I will tell you, give it at least 6 hours of sunlight a day for it to do real well. I've got a nice open spot in the canopy up there where it gets plenty of sunlight. I did come this late winter and fertilize it with a slow release Osmocote, which I'll put a link to anything we use today in the descriptions in case you're curious. But that's really all I do, slow release fertilizer in early spring, and then I haven't pruned it or anything. They really just can take care of themselves. Super easy fig tree to grow at home. Lots of people come to my garden center and they want fruit trees, they want peaches, apples, that type stuff. Those are a little bit more difficult just because of the spray regimen that you have to use, because the insects like those fruits as well. But with our fig, anywhere zone 7 to 9, little Miss Figgy, again, as a dwarf, won't take up much space in your yard, and gives you a really delicious fruit that's not hard to grow. I didn't spray, I didn't do anything to this tree all year long. So that being said, let's take our Falcos here and let's make us some more. I really like to propagate figs on these, I called them suckers a while ago, because that's kind of what they are coming up from the bottom. This is a very vigorous growing part of the tree, and I think we'll have no trouble getting it to root. I'll come up here maybe 1.5 feet from the very top, snip it and just put it to the side. We're going to do a couple of these. We'll grab this guy right here too. And you see that white sappy latex dripping from it. That's fine, that's just their normal sap. Let's get us a couple more just to increase our chances of having one successfully root. The more the merrier anytime you're doing propagation, because not all of them will be successful, so this will just increase our chances. The more cuttings we take, the better our chances of getting them to root. Even this little young guy right here will be fine. That right there is all we need. All right, I'll see you guys down in the greenhouse. Alrighty, so I went ahead and prepped these guys outside just so I didn't have to clean up in the greenhouse, but I left one intact just so I could show you exactly what I did. What I like to do is come in here, strip off most all of the leaves. We're going to leave the littlest leaf just because, well, we need the photosynthesis, or the plant needs it in order to make roots. But that's all I did, strip off all the big leaves. Here's kind of what we're working with right here. Now it's going to go ahead and start to wilt pretty quick like. Matter of fact, I'm going to go ahead and get rid of this leaf, because what's going to happen is transpiration. The cutting, since it doesn't have roots, it can't feed itself. So any transpiration that we lose is going to drastically affect the success. Yeah, I hear you, Larry. My parrot's outside squawking. So through transpiration, we'll lose moisture, and that's not good when you're trying to take cuttings. Now some of these, I'm just gonna dip into our rooting hormone right here and drop right into water. Some people do use rooting hormone, some people don't when trying to propagate in water. I don't know, I just feel like it increases our chances. So we'll do 2 in water, and then the rest we're gonna do in some potting soil. And you know what, since we've got this newly emerging leaf right here, let's go ahead and get rid of this guy so we don't transpire and lose moisture. And it's simple as that. We'll just keep them in this water, keep them in the moist greenhouse, and see how they do. Now I've got some pre-moistened potting soil right here. I'm just using some bagged Happy Frog that I got from the nursery. Just got a 1-gallon container, again pre-moistened. It's got good drain holes in it. And something else very important too, we always want to cut on a diagonal. I like to cut like that because our cambium layer, which is that white ring growing around there, that's where our roots are going to come from. So the more of the cambium layer that we can expose, the better chance for rooting we'll have. Just dip it down in there like that. And normally I would just stick it down in the dirt, but so many people got on me last time in the comment section, said, Brian, you need to make a hole first so that you don't wipe off the rooting hormone. And I guess, you know, you guys have got it. You make a good point there. So I'll just make a hole. We'll slip him right down in there, pack some soil around it. We're gonna see if we can get 3 cuttings in here, and hopefully in about a month or so we'll have some roots. That's plenty of leaf surface right there to create roots. So again, we'll just come in and cut it on a diagonal, just like so. And our rooting hormone, tap it off, any excess. Use the old stem we cut off to make us a hole so people don't give us a hard time in the comment section. And slip him right on down in there. Go ahead and get rid of this leaf because we got plenty of leaf surface right there to do photosynthesis and produce our roots. Diagonal cut, easy peasy. And there you have it, folks. We're going to do some in water to see how our success goes, and then some in potting soil. Now I'm going to place these over here underneath this bird cage in a shady spot. We definitely don't want this guy to be in full sun, so we're just going to put him right there. He'll get misted daily as the misters come on in the greenhouse. You may want to put a bag over it, some type of transparent bag, because the biggest concern right now is these cuttings drying out. We don't want them to dry out. We don't want to keep the soil soaking wet either. We need to keep it moist, but not wet and not dry. Just that happy medium of a moist soil. If you have a water bottle, you could mist these a couple of times a day, or again, put you some type of cellophane clear bag. So I say cellophane or clear bag over it, just to retain that moisture and create like a little miniature greenhouse. Or you could do the milk jug trick like we did with our hydrangea. Look how well our hydrangea's doing. So he's fully rooted, he's ready to plant. But I just cut this milk jug open when he was little and kept the milk jug closed to create just a miniature greenhouse. And so there's proof in the pudding right there that this really works out well. It's got some drain holes in the bottom of him. But that's a neat, cheap little propagation technique right there. And we'll go ahead and throw the ones that we have in water right down in here as well. Cross our fingers. And in about a month, we should have some roots on it. I'll keep you guys posted. The more you know, the more you grow. See you on the next video.